Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today in this video we are going to discuss a new chapter. The chapter name is Emergence of Kingdoms and Republics. Here the emergence. Here what is meant by emergence? Emergence is it's a process of coming into existence or prominence. It means how the kingdoms and republics are emerged into kingdoms and republics. This is the title of the lesson. Here in the title itself there are two different words. So we have to discuss what is the meaning of these two words. So what are those words? Kingdoms and republics. Here what is meant by kingdom? A kingdom is a country or a state or a territory ruled by a queen or king or queen is called kingdom. In simple terms, so a kingdom is a piece of land which is ruled by a king or queen is called a kingdom. So even if we take a school as example, if any person or king or queen, if we are supposed to take one person king or queen, so that person that controls the authority of that single school is called a kingdom. If that person controls more than one school, more than one schools, 2 or 3, any schools, so more than one school, that person combined that whole territory and has take control that schools is called empire. That it is in simple terms, that person who controls that more than one kingdom is called emperor. Who rules that person is called emperor. This is the simple meaning of that two words. And republics, here what is meant by republics means republics. So republic is nothing but that people can directly elected their representatives on behalf of them by voting. It is called republic. They can choose their representatives as their choice. So there is no king or queen in that republics. So how these kingdoms and republics has emerged, these are the topics we have to discuss in this chapter. And here one more important is, so these are the terms dynasty. So what is the differences between kingdom, empire and dynasty? We have discussed about kingdom and empire, differences between kingdom and empire. And here what is meant by dynasty? A dynasty so is a sequence of rulers from the same family or a line of monarchs who rule over a country or empire for a significant period. In simple words, so dynasty is nothing but, so if father is a king, after that his son or his relatives, so the king's relatives automatically become the king or prince. So this is called within the same family members, that is called dynasty. Whereas we can take it as kingdom. So kingdom is nothing but a piece of land which is ruled by a king or queen. It's called kingdom. Empire means larger kingdoms formed into existence, and that single person controls that larger kingdoms is called empire. That person who controls the larger kingdoms, we can call it as emperor. Here king or queen. Kingdom is a kingdom that rule controls person is called king or queen. Here the larger kingdoms who controls that person is called emperor. This is the differences between kingdom, empire and republics we have discussed. And after completion of this chapter, what we will be able to understand means, so we will able to understand about what are the factors that responsible for the rise of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas and evolution of Indian polity from Janapadas to kingdoms, how the Indian polity has evolved from Janapadas to kingdoms. And another thing, So understand about social, political, economic and religious changes of this period. So after completion of this chapter, we will able to understand all these things. So first one is, so what are the factors that responsible for rise of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas? First one, and after that, how the Indian polity has evolution from Janapadas to kingdoms. How the Indian polity has evolved from Janapadas to kingdoms, and how the social structure, political conditions, economic life and religious changes of this period. These are the things we are going to discuss in this chapter. Here, in the present day, how the leaders are elected. So in the present day, the leaders or rulers are commonly elected by voting only. No? So we have seen that general elections. So every 5 years they are conducting general elections. No, so these leaders or rulers are commonly elected by voting. But what about in the past? Kings and emperors ruled larger kingdoms in India. No, so how these rulers came into existence? This chapter explores how these rulers came into being in early times and how Janapadas evolved into kingdoms in India. So this is the introduction part, and here in the Gangetic Valley, about 2700 years ago, from Janapadas to Mahajanapadas. So in which year? 2700 to 2700 years ago, from Janapadas to Mahajanapadas. How the evolution has occurred in this period, Gangetic Valley, in that place. And here the rivers Ganga and Yamuna. So the two rivers, what are the two rivers? The Ganga and Yamuna flows between the Himalayas and the hills of the Deccan Plateau. So Deccan means south side. So these two rivers, what are the two rivers? Ganga and Yamuna. These are the rivers, the two rivers that flows between north side Himalayas and hills of Deccan and the hills of the Deccan Plateau. So these forming into Gangetic Valley. So this is the formation of Gangetic Valley. How the formation of Gangetic Valley has happened means, the two rivers. What are the two rivers? Ganga and Yamuna rivers that flows between these rivers are flowing between Himalayas and hills of Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateaus. Plateau means land, plateaus, from forming the Gangetic Valley. This plain is very fertile due to high rainfall and silt brought by rivers. So how this Gangetic Valley is means, this Gangetic Valley is plain is very fertile land. So why it is fertile means, so there is a high rainfall and silt brought by rivers. Through the rivers, the silt land, the soil is brought up by various rivers. That's why this land is very fertile due to high rainfall and silt rivers. This is about, and various kinds of tribes. So what are the conditions that people are settlement means? Here there are some such kind of tribes or tribal people are living at that time. So what are those tribal people means? Sakyas, Lichavis, Mallas and Videhas. These are the tribal people. These people used to settle to practice agriculture. So they wanted to settle. So wow, what kind of tribal people means? Such as Sakyas, Lichavis, Mallas and Videhas. These are the tribal people. These people used to settle to practice. Why they settle means to practice agriculture. To practice agriculture they settle at this place, means Gangetic Valley. So where they settle means near the Gangetic Valley these tribal people settle, and these tribes were called Janas. So who are tribes means, we have discussed, no? Sakyas, Lichavis, Mallas and Videhas. These tribal people, these tribals were called Janas. Who were called Janas? The tribes were called Janas and their settlements were called Janapadas. Where they settle means, so where they settle, so on the foothills of Himalayas and Deccan plateaus, and they formed into Gangetic Valley. No, so these tribal people, tribes, who are the tribes Sakyas, Lichves, Mallas, and Videhas. No, these tribals settled at one place. No, that person, the tribals were called as Janas, and their settlements were means they settle on by foot. No, the settlement they are called Janapadas. Means where the Janas were used foot. Foot is called Janapadas. So this is all about how this settlement has happened. And people, after settlement, these people cleared forest. They used to clear forest using of iron tools. Iron tools. With that iron tools, the people, these tribal people, used to clear forest and grew crops like paddy. So they wanted to settle at these places, no. So, and why they settle? To practice agriculture, no. For agriculture purpose, they settle at one place. So where they settle means near Gangetic Valley. So for that purpose, they want to clear forest. So for that purpose, what kind of tools they are using? They are using iron tools and grew crops like, what are the crops they used to? They used to grow means like paddy. So after paddy only rice we will get, no. So paddy they used to grew crops like paddy. This led to the development of larger villages and towns. So this means what has happened here? Agriculture has increasing now. This development, increasing of this agriculture, development of larger villages and towns which were called Mahajanapadas. So where their settlement has becoming increasing, so they are formed into larger villages. So in villages, who are there? People were there, no. So they formed into larger villages and towns are also developed. These villages, larger villages and towns, which were called as Mahajanapadas. So here Janapadas. So we have discussed, no, these tribal people means the tribal such as Sakyas, Lichavis, Mallas and Videhas, no, these tribal peoples were called Janas and their settlement is called Janapadas, no. It is called small people. And here larger villages and towns are formed, no. These larger villages and towns are called Mahajanapadas. Okay. And most of these capital cities, many of them fortified. So these cities, no, these cities had capital cities and many of them fortified means, so they have constructed with strong fortified cities. Okay, they are fortified cities. And sources, what are the sources we have to know about these kind of people? I mean tribal peoples, no? How can we know such kind of people are settled at this period? What are the sources means? There are two sources. First one is archaeological sources and second one is books. So how many sources to know about these tribal people? I mean Sakyas, Lichves, Mallas, Videhas, no? These peoples, if you want to know about such kind of peoples at the time means there are some informations. What are the informations? Archaeological excavations and books are, there are two sources. And among those archaeological excavations, what kind of excavations are occurred means, so sites like Hastinapura, Atranjikera, Kausambi and Patliputra. These are the sites we have the evidence. Such kind of people are settled at this time. Okay. What are the sites? Hastinapura. Hastinapura is a place, and so this place we have popularly seen in Hastinapuram, okay, in that place, and Atranjikera, Kausambi and Patliputra. Patliputra, these are the provinces. So these are the evidences. And books, what are the books we have means, so the religious and foreign texts, these are the religious text. Religious text and foreign text means like Upanishads. So these are the sources about religions only, the religious point of view and foreign text. And foreign travelers, no, these travelers used to wrote that some books. So if I will we will discuss in a normal way. I mean, in day to day life means, if we visit any new place, some people are having the habit of writing diaries, no? So they wrote about how the people are living, so what kind of places they have visit, and how these places are surprising them, and how their lifestyle, how their economic lifestyle. Some people are having such kind of habit, writing about their day-to-day life, such kind of daily activities. And some people are having habit of diaries, like if they visit some new places, they will write some notes on that places, particular places. Like this only, these foreign travelers also visit. If they visit some places, they will write some text. So that source of text we are having that kind of evidence. So this is one. And some, so here we are having what kind of evidences means religious point of view. So in religious point of view, we are having the evidences like books. What kind of books we are having means Upanishads, where Upanishads, Dharma Sutras, Dikanikaya and Majjhima and works by Herodotus offered information. So Herodotus is one kind of, so his Herodotus historical point of view, he wrote about works, and these are the books which was written on religious basis. So this, from these two sources we can know about these kinds of people. And here occupations and economy, how the occupied. So these are the sources, and after that source, occupations and economy under side heading. So villages had various craftsmen. How the, what kind of occupations are having at that time, and how the economy we are going to discuss in this slides. Here, so the villages had various craftspersons. Craft means by hand. So the work which was made by hand is called craft persons. Who made that art? Art is called craft persons. What kind of crafts persons are there in their villages means, here blacksmiths. So the blacksmiths are the person who made tools for agriculture purpose. Like examples, if you take agriculture, what kind of agriculture means tools, no? So they made mainly here iron tools, no? For agriculture purpose they used iron tools, no? Grew for like paddy, no? So what are the agriculture equipments like axe, spear, and sickle, to cut that cut plants, no, small like paddy, like, you know, sickles. And these tools are made by whom? Blacksmiths made such kind of tools for agriculture. And another person's crafts person is by hand. So these are the work, some people made by hand. And potters, these people made pots including painted graveware. So these these people made pots. Who make pots means potters, not potters. In potters is another, this is the same word, a similar word, potter. So in railway means, in railway, if we see in railway stations, potters is there. So that word is different meaning. So that person means who have carried that luggage, this is called potter. Here is that is different meaning. Here potter means pots. This person makes pots, so including painted graveware, this kinds of painted graveware. So that pots is painted like graveware like much. And carpenters, so the, what is the main function of carpenters means, so these persons made furniture and tools. Furniture, like if we see in our house, we a lot of furnitures are there, no? Like teapot, tables, benches. Even school also, some benches are made up of and doors. Huh? Who made this, all these things means carpenters. Carpenters made such kind of tools, furnitures also. So and in our house we have, everyone has own, no? Wooden bed, no? So bed made up of benches, wooden. So these are the made up of doors also made up of, no? So who made all kind of such kind of furnitures in our house means carpenters. Made such kind of tools and furnitures in our day to day life. We will see, we are every day we are seeing that this type of tools. And weavers wove cloth means cloth is no cloth, how these persons weave cloth means, so if we want wove cloth means by making cloth means, so how the cloth is, so like cotton, from cotton only we will get no cotton. After that threads we need threads, no the spinning and weaving, the process of spinning and weaving. After that some we will make some dyeing on cloths, and painted on cloths, no some kind of designs on the cloth. These persons are called weavers, wove cloth. This is all about occupations and economy and agriculture management. Here not only these people, everywhere we can see agriculture. Without agriculture we can't see in the society. So here how the agriculture managed at that time during this period means, so who are the agriculture managers means, here landowners called grihapatis or gahapatis. So these people managed agriculture means these people only cultivated the agriculture. So these persons are called landowners. These persons are landowners. So and these persons cultivated, managed agriculture activities. Is called grihapatis or gahapatis. So they worked with family members and employed slaves. So these gahapatis or grihapatis, they worked with family, along with family members they were worked and employed slaves. So the slaves are called dasas. So here how the slaves means captured means, so in war prisoners these slaves are bought means they buy these slaves from war prisoners. These slaves are bought from war prisoners. So whenever the war has happened, in that wars, if any person has defeated by someone, no, so that winner, if any person wins that defeated, and losers, no, that losers, I mean defeated persons are becomes as slaves, and these slaves has worked as a laborers in that landowners. Gahapatis are gahapatis. These people make them as slaves and they use it as their laborers and wage workers also. Daily wage workers also. These wage workers were called as baruktas. So first one is landowners. So what we can call as landowners? We can call it as landowners called Grahapatis or Gahapatis. These Gahapatis managed agriculture activity, and they means here landowners. Landowners worked with family members and employed slaves, and these slaves are called as dasas. And wage workers means daily wages, for wages only. Here wage means here if I want to clarify something, wage workers, no. So here we have seen that wage workers. Here if any laborers take the money after doing that work is called wage. So if any person like professionals take as they are also taking money, but we can call it as salary. If any persons same any like clients are there, some people like doctors, some people professionals like can take it as remunerations. If we take example as movies, we can call it as remunerations. So everything everywhere they can take money only, but we can call it as different names. So if teacher takes that money is called, it becomes salary. If that workers or laborers takes that same money, we can call it as wages. So if teachers take it as salary, professionals like doctors, lawyers, it can be fees. We can call it as fees, or we can sometimes call it as remunerations, or some kind of fees we can call this. But everyone can take money only, but we can call it different names. Okay, salary, wages. If laborers take that money is called wages. If teachers, an example, another example, teachers takes that money is called salaries, etc. Okay, this is the clear cut differences between if laborers take money is called as wages, it becomes wages. If teachers and doctors, lawyers is called salaries, or some people can take as fees, we can call it as fees. And some some people say if take heroes, in movies we can heroes take some remunerations, we can call it as remuneration, not salary, wages, like money, we can call it as remunerations. If there is different kind of meanings in that basis. And here we can come to the topic here. So these slaves works as employees by the landowners, that landowners called Gahapatis or Gahapatis, and wages workers, Baruktas, and use of iron plough share. So for agriculture to plough the land, so tilled the land means the land is tilled by with who what with iron plough share. Only the land is sealing. And sapling, paddy saplings, increasing productivity means here usage of these kind of iron plough shares and increasing of paddy saplings. Sorry, here uses of iron plough share and paddy saplings. Due to this development, there is a increasing in productivity is increasing, and surplus also led to trade. So for suppose in 1 hectares of land, one person grows 50 kgs of rice, no? So but you want only 20 kgs only. Remaining 30 kgs, no? 30 kgs, it's a suppose example only. 30 kgs only he want, 20 kgs he want, 30 kgs is surplus. So that surplus, the surplus rice or paddy, he can sell that as trade. So here surplus also laid. So he not only consumed all the paddy, no, so he will kept as some to eat for consumption purpose. Remaining paddy he can sell it as for trade purpose. So here trade also has started. Of there is increasing of productivity. With that increasing of productivity, here trading also started along with the increasing of agriculture has started. This is all about. And here cities, another topic, cities of Mahajanapadas. How the Mahajanapadas we have discussed, no? So what is Janapadas? Where the tribal people, no? Tribal people such as tribes such as Sakyas, Lichavis, Mallas, Videhas, no? So these people are called tribal people. These people are called Janas, and where the settlement is called Janapadas, and larger Janapadas formed into Mahajanapadas. Here we have seen, no, Mahajanapadas, larger Janapadas means larger villages and towns as developed, no? These Mahajanapadas. In these Mahajanapadas, how the cities was happened, we are going to discuss. Here in the cities of Mahajanapadas, the cities were home to poor workers and craftspersons who made goods for sale. Here in these cities of Mahajanapadas, there are living poor workers and craftspersons. Workers means daily workers, no, and craftsperson by hand who made like potters, like carpenters, no. These are the persons. These are the poor people, not rich people. So who made goods for sale? So they made goods for sale only. Mean selling activities has happened. So he, for suppose if potter means making of pots, no, he want only 4 pots only, but he made 10 pots. 10 pots only. 10 pots out of 10 pots he want only 4 pots. Remaining 6 pots he don't need. So that extra pots he will sell in the markets. Here selling activities also started and trade also started for this surplus amounts, no. Here only we have discussed, no, surplus that led to trade. Trade has started only remaining. And these include fine pots. Here we are discussed what are the includes means fine pots, cloth, jewelry and metal tools. These are the selling activities. What are the selling activities involved means pots are involved, include means fine pots. Pots are made by potters, no, cloth. So weavers made cloth, jewelry, jewelry, blacksmith, no, blacksmith and iron tools, no, metal tools. These are the selling activities. Traders transported these goods across long distances. So they these traders transport these goods across long distance also, not within the local area only, not only they sell, they sell these products into across various long distances also. Long distance also he has to be transported, this goods also, these goods will be transported. This is all about cities of Mahajanapadas. And here kings and army taxes. This is the another side heading, kings, army and taxes. So in this side heading we are going to discuss how the kings, army and taxes, how the king get taxes and how he maintained the army. These things we are going to discuss. Here king ruled Mahajanapadas. So here mainly Mahajanapadas was ruled by kings, no. So these kings used to construct, build forts, no, and led armies. So whenever the that that kingdom has faced any external attacks, so at that time the king used to these armies to protect that kingdom, no. So for that purpose they mostly the kings built forts and fortified cities also. And whenever the king wanted, the army has already ready it made, so they have to fight to protect that kingdom. And they conducted, who conducted here, kings conducted yagnas and animal sacrifices to become rulers. So for they wanted to become rulers, for that purpose only the kings conducted yagnas and animal sacrifice. Animal sacrifices, what is yagnas? Yagnas means you will see in fire, no, fire pouring of that ghee and water. So we have seen in movies also, no. And animal sacrifices is killing of animals, that is called animal sacrifices. If they do like this, they will become king. They believe that if they do this kind of sacrifices, they will get victory in the army, that armies will get the victories in the battles, and the kings will automatically become kings after conducting of these ignos and animal sacrifices. These are the beliefs at the time. And taxes were collected to support armies and construction and administration. So for all this, so what are the king's duties means, the king has to maintain king has maintained army. Why they wanted, the kings wanted maintain army? If there are any external attacks on that kingdoms, they want to protect, no, from the external attacks and internal attacks. So for that purpose the kings need money. So how they get money? Money means they wanted some, they without giving the salaries to that army, they will work, no one will work. So they have to, the king has to pay salaries to the armies. And for that purpose what they need, they means what he need, kings needs taxes. How the taxes will, the taxes were collected to support army constructions, and from peasants only, peasants and that people in that who are living in that kingdom, that people only has to pay the taxes. With the taxes only the kings maintained army, and the kings may build construction of forts and fortified cities, and they maintain the armies. If there any, why they maintain armies, they, if there any attacks from external or internal attacks, these armies will protect that from the attacks. So for all these purposes the kings need money. For that purpose only the king has to impose taxes on that people. For that taxes were collected from the people who are living, like crafts persons. So the king has to collect taxes from crafts persons, like carpenters, blacksmiths, potters, etc., peasants, etc., so on, so on. So without taxes the king can't maintain all these things, no. He can't construct the buildings, like forts, different forts and tanks and welfare activities. He can't do anything. So without money, no. So for that purpose only, the kings used to collect taxes from this all this administration purpose, construction purpose. This is all about. And here tax collection, another side heading here. So what kind of taxes and how much of taxes they are collecting means farmers gave 1/6 of their crop. So among their crops 1/6 part, 1/6 part, so 1/6 part of their crops they have to give as a tax. So that 1/6 of their crops is called baga. What can we can call? Farmers gave 1/6 part of their crops. Among their crops, one by 6 part. This 1/6 part is called baga. Can called as baga. What is baga? Baga means 1/6 part of crops the farmers has to give as in the form of tax. Okay, this is called baga. And craftsmen worked. Craftsmen, no. What are the craftsmen? We have discussed in previous slides, no. So craftsmen like blacksmith, carpenters, weavers, wool cloth, no, cloths, maybe making of cloths, no. These persons worked one day or a month, in a month for free. So they will make all, they will give the free service one day in a month or one day to that king. It is called like this, these types of taxes collected by these people. And headers. Headers means who who maintained some animals. I mean, who rearing of animals. Rearing of animals is called headers. And headers, rearing and rearing of animals. This we maintain the animals. Herders gave animal produce. Animal produce like rearing of animals like sheep, goat, buffalo, etc. No, so what they give? Cows, goats gives milks. No, so cow, goats. Huh? These animal products like animal products, milk, dairy products, they will give as a form of tax. The herders and traders pay taxes. So traders means buying and selling activity. Traders who are traders. So the traders are what is their main activity means their activity means buying and selling activity. So if they want to sell goods they have to pay taxes to the king. So in the so how they taxes means they have to pay taxes on goods which have made them, no? So they have to say goods. Taxes are paid and taxes. And hunter gatherers, hunting and gathering process. Hunting and gathering process, these persons are called hunter gatherers. So these persons also have to pay taxes in the form of forest produce. They gather some forest products, no, like honey. They gathered and honey, milk, bamboo sticks, like the etc. etc. Gum, etc. No, so these people has also give as a in the form of tax. These people also has to pay tax in the form of forest produce. Whatever they collected from the forest, they have to pay some tax in the form of forest produce to the king. And king strategies and warfare. This is all about tax collection. And next slide, king strategies and warfare. Here, how the king strategies and warfare, how the king has maintained strategies and warfare activities has happened. Here, kings encouraged agriculture growth and distance trade to increase taxes. So the king wanted to more taxes means the kings has to encourage agriculture only. Then only the peasants and the agriculture related in agriculture related products will be increased. No, then only that people enabled to pay the taxes to the king. So these taxes is necessary for the king to maintaining of army and construction of forts and fortified cities and all other purposes. No, so for that purposes the kings has to encourage agriculture growth and distance trading also and also has to increase taxes. Then only he can increase taxes. No, they fought wars often enslaving peoples from defeated areas. So previously we have discussed dasas. Here we have discussed, no, when we are here. So they worked with family members employed as slaves, no, dasas. Here dasas only. Here we have discussed. They fought wars. The kings used to fought wars, often enslaving people from defeated areas. Where the defeated areas, that people has to captured as slaves. The persons are called dasas. Okay, this is all about. And Gana and kingdom. Here, what is meant by Gana? So Gana means the people are all having equal status. There is no you are a up and low. There is all are equal. The people are having all equal status. Sangha means an assembly. So Gana Sangha means small territories ruled by an elite group. Elite group means so all people are having equal rights. There is no up and down. There is no discrimination or there is no inequalities in that Gana Sangha. Okay, all people are equal status. Kingdom. Here previously we have discussed. No, kingdom is ruled by a king or a dynasty. Means same family within the family members. One after one another. That person's rule is called same family or within the family only. After if for suppose father is a king, after that his son automatically become a king. So our relatives also will become the king. It is called dynasty. And kingdom is ruled by a king or queen is called kingdom. And here, so at the beginning, there is no kingdoms and Mahajanpadas. No? But here, there is a, that Mahajanpadas, we have discussed, no, Mahajanpadas have emerged, no? Cities are Mahajanpadas. Large Janapadas means tribal people settle at one place. Janapadas, where they settle their place is called Janapadas. No, the larger cities, the larger Janapadas is formed into Mahajanapadas. No, like this here, Magadha. So a powerful kingdom at the time. Magadha is a powerful kingdom. So this Magadha, so gradually becoming in that at beginning there is no rulers. So after the gradual increasing of agriculture activities and larger farmness, they are formed into Gana Sanghas like this. No, so at last they formed into a powerful kingdom. So Gana Sangha, people of equal status. After that, this is a at the time it is a powerful kingdom. Magadha is a powerful kingdom. So this Magadha is located along with Ganga river. Where they located? Along with Ganga river. So Ganga river, Magadha had this Magadha. So this kingdom had fertile land, transport via river, forest resources, elephants and timbers and iron ores. Here Magadha is a powerful kingdom at the time. So it is located on the banks of river Ganga river. Due to that river only there is a fertility. There is a fertile land. So due to that fertile land and there is having transport facilities also having through river and forest resources in that area. I mean near the Magadha areas there is having forest resources like elephants and timber also having and iron ore. With that iron only we can know. So construction of iron and steel industry we are nowadays we are seeing. So that iron ore raw material is a raw material iron ore. So making of any industries, any iron is no. If you absorb iron, so benches are also made up of iron. In our classrooms also we have seen everywhere. No, so this is a iron ore is a raw material. So this kind of raw materials like iron ore as abundant. I mean, so plenty available in that Magadha period. I mean in that area. So in that period, and kings like Bimbisara, Ajatasatru, and Mahapadmananda expanded the kingdom. So these kings like who are the kings? Bimbisara, Ajatasatru, and Mahapadmananda. So these rulers tried to expand this kingdom, but there is no trade, but failed. And another was Vajji. Here it is a Gana. Here Gana no. Gana means a people of equal status. Here is a Vajji is a Gana. Here unlike Magadha means so it is different from Magadha. Okay, Vajji was ruled by a group of Raja. In Magadha, so rulers are ruling. Here unlike Magadha, so here Vajji Vajji was ruled by a group of Rajas in assemblies. Here, these in these Vajjis, a group of Rajas. So there is a group of members ruled assemblies, and women, slaves, and wage earners could not participate. So there is exemption. So these people do not participate in that assemblies. So who are the exemption means women. Women do not participate. Slaves also, and wage earners, daily wages, I mean daily workers. No, these these people are excluded to participate in that assemblies. So Rajas, no, Vajjis is a group of Rajas. This is the all about. And Ganas lasted for over 1500 years and were later conquered by the Guptas. Here Ganas, no. So here Gana means we have previously, no, a group of equal status. That means there is no inequalities in that assemblies people. The people are all equal. They can, if they want to say equally, they can take decisions without hesitating. And this Gana lasted means has existed over a period of 1500 years, and later it was conquered by the Guptas. After that, Guptas has conquered this Ganas. After that, it has declined into means came to an end. After conquest of means after these people Guptas defeated these Ganas, so the Ganas came to an end. This is all about Vajji Gana. This was Vajji was ruled by a group of Rajas. So in assemblies. So in these Vajjis, these people, everyone has equal rights to share their ideas, and there is exclusion. I mean exemption for women, slaves, and Vajjis. These people are excluded to participate in that assemblies. And this Ganas has lasted over about 1500 years. And after that conquest of Guptas, this Vajji came to an end. After that, there is a emergence, I mean gradual appearance of new thoughts and religions. So after that, this Vajji, there is a new kind of religions has also emerged, I means came into existence. What are the new religions? New religions like Jainism. So the Jainism, it was founded by Mahavira. So and Buddhism. So here Buddhism, it is a Jainism and Buddhism. These are the two new religions which was emerged in later period. Here the Jainism, the founder of Jainism is Mahavira, and founder of the Buddhism founder is Siddhartha. His original name Buddha. So Siddhartha or Buddha. So the founder of Buddhism is Siddhartha or Buddha and emerged. And these two religions always tries to avoid the Vedic rituals, means practices like yajna, sacrifice, animal sacrifices. No, so these two religions are always opposing these Vedic Vedic traditions, Vedic traditions like rituals, like participation, previous animal sacrifices. No, so killing of animal sacrifices, doing of yajnas. No, so if the king wanted to become a king, they have to perform yajnas and animal sacrifices. This kind of practices has to be not to practice like this. These two religions are debating, means they are opposing such kind of practices after such kind of new religions has emerged. Have you understood? Here what these two religions says means we should not practice Vedic traditions like animal sacrifices and yajnas. So we should avoid such kind of practices. And besides this means along with these religions, others like Lokayata and Azvika also question about Vedic authority. These two also questioning Vedic authority, like why should we kill the animal sacrifices, like this. These two sects also, two religions also questioning that Vedic traditions. Okay, this is all about new thoughts and religions. And do you know here in our textbook? Do you know is there one that Alexander the Great, that person has he wanted to reach Indian subcontinent, and he has also captured conquered the world, whole world, but he has stopped at the Bias river. He wanted to conquer entire Indian subcontinent, but his soldiers refused to cross that Indian rivers. So because they feel that fear that the Indian army and there has a cavalry foot soldiers are heavy. Due to that they feared the soldiers of Alexander's feared that as they obeyed, they disobeyed that we should not cross that river. So at the BS river only this Alexander the Great has stopped. Up to there only he has conquered. And here another one is Gandhara School of Art. Here one kind of art has emerged. That one is what kind of art is Gandhara School of Art. So in this art is mixture of combined Greek and Indian style of architecture. So one famous depicting artist was Buddha. Depict him is so it describes one depict him is it shows that between its style of Gandhara style of art. It's a Greek and Indians. Okay, this is all about. And here there is a glossary. We have discussed archaeological evidence. So what is meant by archaeology means study of ancient cultures via material remains. Means so archaeology is nothing but study of ancient culture. We should study ancient cultures like we have sources, material sources. Through material sources, this archaeology studies. And Ghana, previously we have discussed a group with many members having equal status. They can decide whatever they want equally, and they can collect their all opinions. Okay, this is all about Sangha means assembly or organization. Diganika and Majjhimaka is these are this Diganikaya and Majjhimanikaya. These are the Buddhist scriptures. This is all about